Today I'm going to be working on this Kia Sorrento. It's a big, beautiful vehicle, but the owner's dog seems to have taken over and really done a number on the rear areas. The question of the video I have is this: do you take your pets traveling with you? Personally, we don't, as Winston tends to get car sick, so it's just better that we leave him home. I'm starting out with a quick rinse to remove as much dust and dirt as possible, making sure to hit the door jambs especially well. Then I'll move on to the tires. I'm going to use some Super Clean diluted 1:1 and then some P&S Brake Buster also diluted 1:1. These chemicals along with my various brushes will leave them looking new. I also have these chemicals and all my other supplies linked in the description below. Go on down, give them a look if you're interested in keeping your vehicle looking as new as possible. With the tires all clean, I'm moving on to the paint. I'm going to start out by spraying some P&S Bug Off on the grill and side mirrors to attack the caked on bug guts that are so common here in the summer months. I'll then cover the entire vehicle with Adams Megafoam to give that Bug Off some extra time to dwell. With the foam working its magic, I'll go around with my detail brush and hit the fuel compartment and other tight areas of the trim. Then I'm going to completely rinse the vehicle of the foam. Now, if I was washing inside, I would have skipped this step, but I didn't want the soap to dry. Then I'll give the vehicle a soft contact wash and make sure it is completely rinsed and dried. And nobody got my movie quote in the last video that I did. It was from the movie Kingpin. The quote was from Bill Murray's character, Big Earn McCracken. He was speaking to Woody Harrelson's character, Roy Munson, when they hustled those guys in the bowling alley and they were out to get some revenge, and Mr. McCracken looked at Roy and said, "Well, Roy, sometimes a bowler has to face the music, and that bowler is you, Roy." Nobody got that, so we'll see if anybody gets the quote from this week's video later on. While I have the pressure washer out, I'll get going on these floor mats. These mats are filled with dirt, sand, and salt. I spent probably a good 10 minutes just on this driver's mat alone, but I've sped up the footage considerably to show you the amount of work that went into it. The rear floor mat was also in bad shape, as this was where the dog had spent much of its time. But by the time I had finished, it was looking new again. Now I'll move into the interior. The biggest concern I had was getting the strong smell of dog removed as much as I possibly could. I started in the cargo area by giving all the carpets a thorough vacuuming and then using plenty of PNS Terminator, since it is an enzyme-based cleaner, to remove as much of the biological contamination as possible. I topped that with PNS Carpet Bomber to remove the dirt that the dog had brought in. I agitate it with my drill brush, and then I'll extract with my Bissell Spot Clean Pro and finish it off with some PNS Finisher to neutralize the chemicals and leave these carpet fibers looking new. Here's most people's favorite part of my details. I'm using the extractor. There was a little bit of dirt in these carpet fibers in the back, and it's not great quality stuff in the cargo area, but I do find something that is extremely dirty right where my right hand is right now. When I hit that spot, you'll notice how dirty it gets at the bottom of that. Looks like some spill. All I could say when I saw it was, ew. And if you're enjoying this video and like seeing extractions like this, make sure to go down and smash that like button. Send this video to someone else that enjoys seeing extractions like this, because that's the most important thing. That's the biggest benefit you can do for YouTubers like me, or creators like me, is to send this video out, to watch these videos, to watch another video after this that I'll have linked at the end. Now, I have to admit, I was more impressed by the carpet quality in this Kia Sorrento than I have in some of the other Kias that I've worked on. Now, the backs of these seats, the carpet or the fabric that they use on these is terrible quality stuff, but all manufacturers do that. But the carpet on the floor actually wasn't as bad as some of the other Kias that I've worked on. I was pretty pleased with how well I was able to get it vacuumed and cleaned. You'll notice I did not remove the front seats in this vehicle. The vehicle, yes, it was kind of dirty, but it wasn't terrible like some of the other disasters that I've worked on. So I really reserve that, removing the seats, to those disaster vehicles that I sometimes get. With the carpets cleaned, I'm moving on to the trim. The trim in this vehicle wasn't very dirty. It did have some dirt and some oils on it, but with my P&S Express cleaner, I was able to get it to foam up very nicely to lift the dirt, lift the oils, and then I wipe it up with my microfiber towel and then blow out the lines with my air compressor to leave it looking new. Moving on to the seats. Fortunately, they were vinyl seats, so I was able to use my Express interior cleaner along with my drill brush to agitate and then wipe up with a microfiber towel. I had to do this a couple different times because this middle row of seats, this is where the dogs seem to live in the vehicle. So there was a ton of filth and dirt that just covered these seats. The before and after these is quite impressive. Now you'd think that middle row of seats where the dog spent most of his time would be the dirtiest ones in the vehicle, but no, this driver's seat, the before and after shots of this are just spectacular. It didn't look dirty when I started, but you'll notice how much comes off on this microfiber towel. Moving on to the center console and the center trim, the armrest, I'm working on getting that cleaned up. The center armrest wasn't too bad. It was a little dirty. Usually that's a super filthy part of the vehicle, but this owner must have taken care of it a little bit. The center console itself does have a lot of dust and dirt when I get to that part. I needed to use my steamer to get the fine lines in the trim blown out, and that thing does a tremendous job. I would highly recommend getting a piece of equipment like that if you have any interest in keeping your vehicle looking clean, because it is a fairly inexpensive piece of machinery. With the trim cleaned, it's time to treat it with my 303 Aerospace Protectant, one of my favorite products that I've ever used. I'm going to treat these leather seats with some Lexol leather conditioner to leave them feeling soft and supple. Finally, I'm going to give the paint some protection with some Griot Ceramic 3-in-1 wax. It's a very simple product to use. Just give each panel one, maybe two sprays, wipe it with one side of a microfiber, flip it over, buff it out with the other side, and it'll leave it with some extreme gloss, shine, and protection. This Kia now looks spectacular. Don't forget to follow me on my other social media. I've also linked my nastiest details ever on the left side of the screen. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep it clean.